Well, hello there, everyone, and welcome to yet another live reaction stream. This time it is for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series at what else? Talladega. This race, there's no telling what's going to happen, but given the way the Xfinity Series race in the spring went, just hoping that this race is not a total frickin' wreck fest. But you never know with this type of track. There's just no telling what can happen. But anyways, as you can tell, the picks that I have up there are displayed here in front of the screen next to the sign here. My primary pick is Bret Holmes, looking for redemption after his loss last year. Alternate winner, Dean Thompson, because why the hell not? And my dark horse is Greg Van Alst. Mainly just because, again, he won the ARCA race at Daytona, and I would like to see him do the same thing here in the trucks. I already see where I got one person in the chat, Andrea Riggs, R.S. Conover. Do I remember that? Oh, yeah, the fire that Jordan Anderson had. That really was legitimately scary. And if anything, I think I can understand that that's probably the reason why Jordan decided not to bring his truck back for this race. It's unfortunate, but at the same time, I can understand why. Del Crew, the last lap will be between Lawless Allen and Colby Howard, I can believe that, but Lawless Allen, no. No way. Lawless Allen's probably going to get crashed out because that's what happened to him last year. But yeah, as Kettle Run Rail Fan has put it, Bret Holmes Revenge Tour. That's what a race could be today. But at the same time, also having my thought, what if the first-time winner we have is Raja Carruth or Taylor Gray? Because it sucks because we've only had one first-time winner in the Truck Series this year, and of course it was Carson Hocevar. Can we at least get one more before this season is over? And it's obvious that it has to happen here. And as much as this sounds a bit kind of like, oh, wait, hang on.
Here to say the most famous words in motorsports from our race sponsor at Love's RV Stop. Please welcome Vice President of Marketing, Dave Frankenfield, Activation Manager, Amanda Coleman, and Senior Manager of Marketing Operations, Julie Bartell. Talladega, hope you're ready for some great racing. Welcome to the Love's RV Stop 250.
On behalf of the Love family and more than 40,000 Love team members, drivers, start your engine!
Okay, there it is, command to start engines. Okay, the other thing I wanted to mention, this is not a scenario for who wins, but this is something that I do at least want to have happen. Can Hailie Deegan at least get a top 5 today? That is the least that I could ask for from her. And let's watch. She's going to get crashed out in the first lap and completely watch as that goes to shit. And you know what? I'm also going to throw this out there. What if the first-time winner is Daniel Dye? It would be somewhat convenient considering that he's already planning to go to McAnally Hilgeman next year, which is weird because rumors were suggesting he was going to go to KBM, but now the KBM has been sold to Spire Motorsports. It's looking like that wasn't going to happen. But yeah, and also I saw Shane Van Gisbergen, on top of running a mixed schedule between Cup, Xfinity, and trucks. It looks like SVG is also going to run late model races part-time next year, too. Do I think Chase Purdy will do good? Not really. Maybe he gets a top 10, but that's all I can expect. Brett Moffitt in the Yeah, Brett Moffitt is driving the second front row truck, which I was not expecting. I did not expect that FRM would get the number 34 from Rayoum Brothers and use it to field a second truck. And you know what? I'm going to say it. Frankie Muniz to the 34 truck next year. Please, let that happen. The Airborne number 3. Whoa. Zane Smith first, Parker Kligerman second. Deegan's best career finish is 6th. Well, yeah, obviously. Bret Holmes finally can get that first win, but if not, then maybe someone like Carruth. I was expecting Dye to go to Toyota next year because of the 43's manufacturer change. Well, no. But at the same time, that also makes me wonder, with Daniel Dye still using the 43, he must be related to someone in the Petty family, because that's the only explanation I can think of as to why he would still use the number 43. Thor Sport might be the new top. Honestly, I feel like it's going to be a mix between Tricon and McAnally Hilgeman Racing, and probably Nice Motorsports that will be the top teams and trucks next year. Muniz. Honestly, I think Jake Drew could replace Tyler Ankrum in the 16 truck at Hattori. I really do think that. Dye is family friends with Petty, but no relation. Oh. Very concerned about this race and tomorrow's race because of the Ryan Preece crash. Yeah, obviously. Those cars are heavy. What is the next gen? Oh, God. Let's not think about one of those situations. Just for the sake of our sanity, let's not think about it. And Buzz TKO, well, there. I don't think Dye is directly related to the Petty family, but it's obvious that they have a relatively close relationship, because he did have the Petty font on the number 44 Alpha Prime car at Texas, and he also got a top 10 in that car, too. A top 20. I mean, yeah, finished top 20 last weekend. Again, fuck Texas Motor Speedway. That track should be axed. I'm sorry, I'm not putting up with this shit. Texas needs to get axed from the schedule. No questions asked. Rowdy Catfish. Haley Deegan is going to today. Is going to, don't you mean going to win today? I mean, again, let's be honest with you. Are we ever going to hear these words in the sport ever? First female winner in one of the top 3 series. Are we ever going to hear those words from the industry? I genuinely have to ask, because there are a lot of people who are officially just cynically given into popular belief and are just admitting that, nope, we're never going to hear those words. They just kind of accepted that among themselves. So I don't really know what to tell you. But again, are we ever going to hear those words? First female winner in one of the top 3 series. If anything, the racing gods are probably hearing what I'm saying right now and are thinking, you know what, maybe this could be the day, but we're not saying for certain yet. Don't be sorry for hating the worst track on the schedule. Don't be sorry for hating the worst track on the schedule. Well, yeah, obviously, Texas sucks. Fuck Texas Motor Speedway. All my homies hate Texas Motor Speedway. There, said that, even though it's kind of redundant because someone else said that. Not saying who it is. Marcos Luis II. Imagine if a flip. No, I don't want to imagine that. Kligerman's paint scheme is so cool. You can't just go wrong with the Tide ride. It's honestly unfortunate that Tide is not sponsoring anyone full-time because there are a lot of opportunities that could happen with that. Christian Eckes has an average finish of second, the best ever through the series. Eckes scored 85% of the available points in the first round. Corey Heim has finished top 10 in the last 13 races and the youngest driver in series history to have a streak of 13 races. Wow. Do you wish Kansas only got one truck date? It's weird that Kansas is the only track that does have 2 race dates in the trucks. But if it gets one next year, I won't mind. But here's something I was thinking of. If the Bristol Dirt Race is not back for the trucks, which it's obvious that it won't, what if they have Rockingham in its place and be the first time since 2013 that they have a race there? And oh God, Jake Garcia is already on pit road. He's already reporting some issues. Oh no. He started on the second row and now he's already down pit road. He's already got a problem. I want us to have a first female winner of the major series. Hard to say if it's going to be Deegan, but... clutch issue for Garcia. Oh, damn it. Which track is more likely to return next year? Michigan, Dover, New Hampshire? Honestly, I don't know about any of those. I mean, one thing I think is obvious. I think North Wilkesboro will definitely be back. As for Bristol Dirt, I still can't help but wonder what it is they're going to do about that. Maybe they'll think of something to be in its place, but I still feel like I want to see Rockingham get top billing for that. All I can say is screw you, Ratty Racing. Why drop the drive that you got? Oh, you mean Rackley War? What? Yeah, what? They fired DiBenedetto right before this race where he got them their first win. I am convinced that the reason why is because DiBenedetto started complaining to them, saying that he wants something better, and they decided to drop him right on the spot because they're a bunch of cheapskates. But there are rumors suggesting that Noah Gragson could end up driving the 25 truck next year. And again, when I said that if Gragson wants to stay relevant, he has to go the way of Matt DiBenedetto after a suspension. This isn't quite what I meant, but it's looking like that could be the case. I want Dover back. Rackley War better hope that Gragson, as much as you hate him, agrees to drive for them. Otherwise, they're screwed. Well, yeah, because wasn't it likely that they were planning to field a second truck this year with Tate Fogelman, and that never ended up happening? So, yeah, something's kind of up with that team. I can't help but think that. Also, Jesse Love, every time William Sawalich steals a win from him in ARCA, Jesse Love is basically like the Breaking Bad meme. He can't keep getting away with this. He can't keep getting away with this. I'm planning to do that as a stop-motion sketch for NSMS number 20, referencing both the ARCA cars and the trucks that both Love and Sawalich have driven. Want Colby Howard to drive the 25 until I heard that Colby Howard is a mechanic for the team. Oh, so he works for CR7 Motorsports as a mechanic? Gregson's 2024 will go similar to Priest's 2022. And anchor driver for lower teams and a Cup reserve. No Cup reserve. I don't think Gregson should be allowed to go back to Cup so quickly. He may have been reinstated, but I'm saying it now. He's not going back to Cup anytime soon. But finally back from a commercial break right before they go to the green flag. But okay, the pace truck has now pulled off. Here we go. They're coming through the tri-oval again. Start-finish line is just past the tri-oval into the entrance of turn 1. Carruth, Chase Purdy's on the pole. Nick Sanchez in second, and we are green at Talladega. And Jackass Wood is already trying to move up to take the lead from his teammate. Chase Purdy's still holding on to the lead. Jackass is already out there on his own, and Ben Rhodes already is moving up with Matt Crafton behind him. Carruth is now behind Crafton, and Eckes is behind Carruth. And Jackass Wood is already being shuffled back through the field in the middle lane. Cattle Run Rail fan will be absent from the stream, but he told me to tell you that he hopes the stream goes well. Oh, okay. And I think it's because he's working. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, and I also forgot, I realized David Gilliland is in the 1 truck. So, I think this could be a first win for David Gilliland, too. And it would be interesting if David Gilliland won this race, because now it's weird that because Todd Gilliland has wins before his dad in this series. So, it's weird that the dad would get a win after his son in this series. Like, how weird would that be? Corey Heim, the driver, has already secured his spot in the Championship 4, is 5th. I imagine by the end of this race, I think at least a second driver could automatically secure his spot in the Championship 4 by starting the race in a few weeks at Homestead. Speaking of Homestead, that's when I'm going to be doing my next live reaction stream, but it will be for the Xfinity Series race at Homestead. The Contender 300, which is also the second race that Dale Jr. will be in. Oh, we've already got a third lane forming. I think Chandler Smith is the one in front of that. Yeah, he is. Chandler Smith is in front of the third lane, but can't really get any momentum. And look at Roger Carruth. He's already starting to work his way up through the field and is now starting to go for the lead. Purdy moves up in front of Carruth. But he's going to have to move back down if he wants to hold off Sanchez. But, oh boy, that is very cool. Whoa. I almost thought it looked like Carruth's rear quarter panel was like flared up for a second because of the way it looked with like on the paint scheme. I thought it looked like the rear quarter panel was flared up from being pushed from another truck. Pass-through penalty for Wood after making a move before going across the line. Fuck you, Jackass Wood. Jack Wood, black flag for restart violation. Screw you, Jackass Wood. Again, hashtag justice for Rafael Lessard. I don't care if that was 2 years ago, and I don't care that GMS is shutting down. Jack Wood screwed over Rafael Lessard. Oh, granted, that was unintentional, and that wasn't really Jack's fault, but at the same time, Rafael Lessard deserves to be back in the Truck Series. Bret Holmes with the same sponsor that Daniel Hemrick had last fall and later by Sam Mayer back in the spring. Again, how can Jack Wood pull sponsors out of his ass and not Rafael Lessard? Ty Majeski already up to second. Majeski's certainly in a bit of a hole, but he certainly would like to win today. But again, I really don't feel too confident about that. Roger Carruth is still trying to charge his way to the front with Christian Eckes right behind him. Still trying to see if there's a third line that will form up on the top, but no one feels confident enough yet about going up there. And Jared, yeah, there he is. Jackass just made his pass-through, just served his pass-through penalty. Wood has had absolutely nothing to prove. I can see it with Purdy that Wood hardly does anything outside of ARCA. But all that with Purdy, but Wood hardly does anything outside of ARCA. Yeah, that's right. That's what you meant. Bret Holmes now already up to 7th. Brett Moffitt's now up in 12th in the second FRM truck with his teammate Zane Smith right behind him. Christian Eckes. Here's Dean Thompson. Whoa! Got a slower truck that just passed. The field just passed by a slower truck. Oh, God. The last thing we need in a race like this is for someone to have a Kevin LePage moment. That is the last thing we need in this kind of race. I swear to God. They can't see me coming out of the pits with this red and yellow race car, then maybe they need to get new spotters. Like, what the hell was Kevin thinking in that moment in the 2008 Aaron's 312? Like, what the fuck? Why doesn't Hattori get Akinori Ogata in that? Oh, that's a good, that's a good shit. That's a good question. Akinori Ogata would be a good choice for the 61 truck. I actually do like the 75 truck scheme. I think Kligerman certainly could make something work with it. Nick Sanchez currently in the lead now with Majeski second, Hocevar third, Heim fourth, David Gilliland sixth, Bret Holmes eighth, Jake Drew ninth, and Colby Howard 10th. Oh, now Tanner Gray's up to 10th. David Gilliland 5th. Kligerman starting to work his way back up, but right now the top 3 trucks are still all on their own now. We're almost halfway through stage 1, so far they're still doing decently. Okay, so now we're going to commercials. And it's not going to be a side-by-side, but yeah, full screen. Yeah, the race weekend at Vegas, which is coming up in 2 weeks. I'm going to say this right now. If Bubba Wallace can make it past the round of 12 and does make it to the round of 8, I have him winning at Vegas to make the biggest upset statement of his career, to make it to the championship 4. I think Bubba Wallace certainly could have the potential to do that. But again, he has to get past this round first and not do what happened last year at Vegas. That's all I can say, and that's all I will say on that. I was at the race at Kansas, and I think you did say that. Just mentioned on the broadcast that Kyle Busch will still drive in the trucks for Spire Motorsports despite KBM being sold to Spire. Again, Kyle Busch can't leave this series alone because he has to keep that stupid record going of having at least one Leach win per season in the Truck Series. Again, the lowest that he managed to do was just one win last year at Sonoma. So Kyle Busch to Trackhouse and Spot. No, I still think that Kyle Busch is still going to stick with Spire. Ugh. I have no interest in watching any of the modern crap that Fox puts out. I just don't. God, they still got like 3 weeks until their next race at Phoenix. So yeah, it's kind of weird that again was mentioned after Corey Heim won at Bristol, they got like nearly 2 months to prepare their truck for the championship race at Phoenix, which just shows you how many gaps there are in the schedule in the Truck Series. And that's why I would still attest the Truck Series should have a slightly longer schedule. At least 25 races, at least in 2024. Can we get that? I don't think we will, but at the same time, I can't help but think. That middle line's really close now. Well, again, there's still 2 lanes, but Kligerman is now in front of the top lane and starting to gain on Nick Sanchez for the lead. Jake Drew is third in the top lane behind Chase Purdy. And Dean Thompson is right behind Jake Drew. Bret Holmes now up to 10th. Come on, Bret. Let's see that win. So far, they're still doing good. 7 to go in stage 1. Greg Van... Oh, damn it. My dark horse pick is pretty much out. Ah, great. Damn it. What, man, what is it with Greg Van Alst? Like, why can't this guy catch a damn break for once? God's sake, for God's sake, this is so annoying. The Truck Series should have 25 to 30 races. Holmes wants to push Jack Wood. Oh boy, so the jackass is still up there. For God's sakes. Sanchez and Majeski are now 1 and 2. Kligerman back in 3rd. Bret Holmes 9th. Enfinger now up to 10th. 5 to go in stage 1. Still running relatively fine so far. Sorry about that. Well, they're still pretty much running in 2. Whoa! David Gilliland almost could have spun Chase Purdy there going through the tri-oval. They were very close there. I mean, again, if he caught him in just the right spot, he could have spun him. I wish Henderson Motorsports brought back Caleb Holman for a one-off. Yeah, that's the thing. I think the last time Caleb Holman ran a truck race was the Eldora race in 2017, but I think he's decided to retire and he's doing other things, but I don't remember what it was that he's doing now. Somebody jumped the gun on social media. Oh, no, so Greg Van Alst is still on track. Yeah, Greg Van Alst currently shown in 32nd. Oh, okay, so he's not out of this yet. Jake Garcia back on track again, still looking pretty slow. Okay, now 3 to go in stage 1. Garrett Smithley in the 02, 31st. If I'm being honest, I don't think it's likely that a Young's Motorsports truck could get their 3rd Talladega win. But at the same time, like, you still never know. I mean, Garrett Smithley may be outside the top 20, but he could find his way up to the front pretty quick. You never know. And Garrett Smithley would be a pretty big candidate for an upset win. Taylor Gray in 15th. Brett Moffitt 18th. Okay, Jake Drew back to 22nd. Brian Dalzay is off the track. And Jake Garcia 17 laps down. Kligerman and Sanchez are still very closely, but no one is really pushing them. Okay, they're lining up again. Gilliland gave Purdy an extra push to line up with Kligerman again. Oh, God, David Gilliland is now 47? Okay, here we go. Going through the tribal, coming up for the last lap of stage 1. All right, so far, still running good here. Sanchez and Kligerman still running up front. Honestly, I feel like Sanchez needs this more than Kligerman does because, again, he needs as many points as he can get. But Kligerman still got a really good push going on the top here, but no, Sanchez getting a really big push from Majeski, and now he's way out there. Hocevar now going up to 3rd, Heim going to 4th. Jackass Wood now trying to take 5th. Whoa, Chase Purdy goes way out to the outside. Majeski trying to take the lead from Sanchez. Sanchez moves back down. Hocevar trying to take 2nd, trying to take the lead, but Sanchez wins stage 1. Man, they really were jostling for positions there, but Nick Sanchez wins stage 1. Man, did Michael Waltrip really just say that? Whoa, look at how he just got out of line there. He's lucky he didn't crash there. Yeah, Nick Sanchez wins stage 1. First stage win since Kansas a few weeks ago. And 4th stage win of the year for him.
This was a really bad idea. Sack potatoes. And then where else? We believe you should love the way you look on a big day. Big for everybody. Every detail, every moment.
Nick Sanchez in stage 1. Come on.
Sizes and fits. You'll love the way you look. And love the way that people keep you. Jumpsuit starting at $49.99. Dress suit starting at $49.
Okay, there we go. Nick Sanchez wins stage 1. So who will win stage 2? Luke Fenhouse as an anchor. Wait a minute. Let me see here. Has anyone ever thought of Nick Sanchez when trying to talk about Nick Sanchez? Well, no, I've never thought of that. Sounds like the full-time truck lineup at Spire could be Sanchez, Carruth, and Purdy. And yeah, I'd say that sounds about right. They probably could end up acquiring the Rev Racing truck and just kind of folding it in with their operation because of the fact that Rev Racing is partnered with KBM. Luke Fenhouse is an anchor driver. $80 for the 1-24 diecast at Kansas. Maybe Fenhouse and Quapple in the 4th part-time truck for any races that Kyle Busch doesn't run in. Buying die-casts at tracks aren't worth it. I'd rather buy a program and bring some hero cards. Honestly, well, that's the thing. I actually did buy quite a few 1-64 scale die-casts when I was at Gateway back in June. And yeah, they were pretty pricey, but at the same time, I was prepared for that. Because that's the way it is when it comes to those merch trailers. They are pretty much prepared to try and rake you over the coals. Again, my dad obviously was very prescient about saying that. Which is not surprising.
Very much needed 10 points for Nick Sanchez, who came into this race below the cut line. So 22 points back, he's got to get all he can.
Yeah, he did too. Only 4 of our 8 playoff drivers got points. And you see them finishing 1st through 4th at this stage. What about Holmes and Howard?
Bret Holmes 5th, Colby Howard 6th, Tanner Gray 8th, Dean Thompson 10th. Okay, about to be going down to the pits for their first cycle of pit stops.
All these youngsters around him, then he can get in the truck too and put it down, show them how it's done.
I have pit stops here. I'm thinking like you mentioned, 2 tires here. We have pumped a couple of crew chiefs and they feel like 2 here, 4 at the second break. Yeah, maybe none or 2 on that green flag stop. I'll have some of the crew chiefs.
The most prestigious autograph you got at Pocono in July was from Logano. So let's see who will get off pit road first. Whoa! No! Whoa! Crew member on Zane Smith's team just got kind of slightly hit, and the tire's now straight out. Yeah, that could be a penalty for Zane. And now Zane Smith's going into his box backwards. Oh, the tire is still rolling down the middle of pit road. Yeah, you didn't see that? Sanchez still gets out first, but what the heck happened there? Zane Smith was going into his pit stall and slid in sideways and hit one of his crew members. And actually sustained damage on the right rear quarter. Oh my goodness. I disagree. The tire's still rolling. Okay, so let's see what happened here. Oh, so he went in there way too. Oh my gosh. Oh, just full on, whoa, full on slide and then bam. Ow! Oh, man, he really banged that right rear quarter panel in. Yeah, I think he'll be fine. But what this reminded me of that moment when Brad Keselowski had a bad pull, when Brad Keselowski was pulling into his pit stall at Pocono in, I believe, 2015, and he went in too hard, and one of the crew members went right on top of his car and then got bounced forward off of that. There's a clip of that on NASCAR's YouTube channel, and I think for a while that was one of their most popular uploads. Oh man, that was a hard hit. But at the same time, like, these guys, they gotta be prepared for that. Whoa, whoa. Oh, yeah, you can definitely tell. I think Zane Smith realized, you can tell that Zane realized that, yeah, he definitely did something wrong there. So, yeah, I think he realized that almost immediately. Who remembers when Daniel Hemrick hit a crew member straight on in the Truck Series at Kansas that same year? I do not know that. But I think that's when Daniel Hemrick was driving that number 14 truck for whatever that team was. I can't remember, but I know that's what that green and white number 14 truck that year, because in 2016 he drove for Brad Keselowski's team. In 2017 was when Hemrick moved up to Xfinity. These pit guys make F1 pit guys look like wusses. Yeah, there's another take that moment to F1 elitists. I think it was NTS Motorsports. I think that might be right. Okay, Craftsman's deal of the race. What exactly? I think they probably have yet to show what it is, but it's probably just going to be the same thing that it's always been all year. Wait, let me see here. Next year went to BKR and then Xfinity to drive RCR. Do you think Zane Smith is deserving of those 2 Daytona wins? Well, no. I mean, again, what happened in 2022 was more so a result of just being out there in the lead and then that stupid caution for that crash that happened on the last lap. And this year, again, Mother Nature being the way she always is. Mother Nature has really been extremely unforgiving this year with all the weather delays that we've had. Also, for anyone who still hasn't done it yet, make sure to still leave a like on the stream. Still think it would be important to do so. Throw a caution when 2 trucks spun out of harm's way, and then rain came out at the wrong time. Well, yeah, but at the same time, like, what can Zane Smith do about that to try and see about can Zane Smith alter that outcome? No, obviously he can't. And at the same time, like, if you're there, you just kind of have to take that for what it is. Both their trips this year to Dover and Pocono have been affected by rain. Oh. I mean, it also affected me when I was at Gateway as well, but I guess I was lucky that inclement weather never ended up reaching the track. It was very close, though, but it didn't end up reaching the track, and the race ended up being delayed for 90 minutes. Oh, there's that moment again. Coming around here at the tires, and bam! Just punted him and that tire and started rolling all the way down the track. But again, yeah, Zane Smith was just very aggressive, trying to get into his pit stall, and then bam! Now they're interviewing the guy who was in that. Charles Plank. Find it funny that Matt appeared in the Craftsman deal of the race ad despite being let go from Rackley War. Haley Deegan doesn't have a Craftsman deal of the race cameo despite the sponsorship. Yeah, that's right. Deegan hasn't made an appearance in one of those ads. And she had Craftsman as a sponsor on her truck at DGR last year. That is pretty strange. Well, I mean, again, he said that he's going to be ready for the next stop, but Zane is back on pit road again, obviously to try and do more repairs to his truck, and he's now going again. Deegan can't promote Monster Energy because of teammate Crafton's Menards deal. That sounds like fucking bullshit. Again, would Menards end up dumping ThorSport like what Dunkin' Donuts did to like what Subway did to Daniel Suarez because he was promoting Dunkin' Donuts? That is still so laughably stupid when that happened in 2017. Sponsors are just obviously being a bunch of arrogant pushovers when it comes to their sponsorship deals. And remember, exclusivity contracts benefit nobody. Daniel Dye still running in 20th. Bret Holmes 6th. We're about to go green for stage number 2. We're already over 7 laps into stage 2, so we're almost halfway through the damn stage. God damn. Remember when Centric advertised Monster Energy? Same with DiBenedetto when they had Menards. That crew guy is made of steel. Can understand that Zane was worried from what happened, though. Yeah, obviously. And Zane Smith was just on pit road again. Yeah, something tells me Zane Smith is not going to defend his title, which therefore means that Matt Crafton is still going to hold on to his title of being the only driver to win back-to-back titles in the Truck Series. David Gilliland is really pushing Kligerman out front, all on their own here. Oh boy, still still weaving around pretty heavily there, and the pack is now coming up to Zane Smith. Zane, stay on the bottom and do not pull a Kevin LePage. Just do not do it. Stay on the bottom. Stay on the bottom. Okay, the field's not going to go right past him. Okay, so good. No Kevin LePage moment there. Roger Carruth now up to 6th. Roger Carruth's way on the outside, all on his own on a 3rd lane. Eckes and Crafton are starting to catch back up. No, Enfinger. Eckes and Enfinger are now catching up to him. Daniel Dye is also up there. Stuart Friesen. Bret Holmes now behind Hocevar. Kligerman and Gilliland are still running with each other. Dean Thompson now shuffled his way up to the front here. So now we're now halfway through stage 2. How are we already 8 laps? Yeah, going green, 8 laps into the stage. Kligerman leads. Don't want Kligerman to win. They almost wrecked again. Have a bad oh, God. Yeah, you always have an insecure feeling that they could wreck at any point when they're doing stuff like this. That's pretty understandable. David Gilliland is still right there. Hocevar right next to him on the top. I really thought it looked like a truck got loose off the back there. Maybe I was just imagining that. And now Hocevar is getting pushed out to the lead by Bret Holmes. Dean Thompson right behind Holmes. My 2 picks for this race are now running up in the top 10, getting closer to the top 5. Holmes is still giving a really good push to Hocevar. Now he's starting to get him a little bit closer here. Oh, somebody dragged. Now Zane Smith. Zane is now going to the garage. Oh, man. Yeah, Homestead's definitely going to be a must-win for him. Yeah, Zane has now admitted defeat. Hocevar up. The back flaps on the back deck of Hocevar's truck are up. That could probably cause a little bit of an aero concern for Hocevar. That's the thing. They can't really tape it down because it needs to be open for obvious reasons. Now Sanchez now in front of Holmes. Trying to see if they can get another run going to the front here. But those back flaps on the deck of the 42 truck, that can be a bit concerning. Cause a bit of an aero push problem for them, and it could probably make it easier for that truck to lose a little bit of control there. Be pretty easy. Okay, are they going to go to a side-by-side break? No! Full screen again. God damn it, FS1. You do not make this easy. God damn it, FS1. You really are not making this easy for us. You have to cut to a full screen break because you're so completely over-reliant on your commercial brakes. At this point, I think a side-by-side break would be a little bit more understandable, but going to a damn full screen break, what the hell? If they end up cutting away immediately from this because of a big wreck that happens, again, that was your move, FS1. You made the decision to do this bullshit. God, yeah, just why? Full screen break with 7 to go. Let's show full screen commercials with 5. This is the same thing where they went to a side-by-side break during Todd Gilliland's victory celebration last year at Knoxville. And this is the same FS1 that completely cut off the broadcast entirely in the 2019 Martinsville race during the last restart, and then they cut back right as they showed Todd Gilliland doing his burnout, and then immediately cut away again to go to a college football game. I still won't forgive them for what they did back then. That is by far and away the worst offense that FS1 has done to date. And if they do that again, I swear to Christ Almighty, they are going to face the ultimate wrath of God if they try that shit. And I'm not implying anything else beyond that. I really am serious. Don't want to hear Jamie Little anymore. I want Gus Johnson or Kevin Burkhardt. Fox is just pointing the middle finger at its fans. Yeah, sounds pretty accurate to me. Sounds pretty accurate to me. I can't argue with that.
We used to struggle with greasy messes. Now, there's free white. Gluten-free concrete messes is that easy. Gluten-free mess is 3 times more powerful, and it works on contact. Gluten-free, just free, white, done.
Oh! Now almost about around, what is it, now 4 to go in stage 2, and now they're back. Hocevar still out front, Majeski second, Kligerman up in third, Sanchez behind him, Bret Holmes behind Sanchez, Christian Eckes way up there on the top lane with Carruth behind him and Enfinger. Oh yeah, all 3 GMS trucks are lined up in the top lane. How about that? Taylor Gray now in 10th, Tanner Gray 7th. What is that? Is that Jake Garcia that got pushed out into the bottom lane? I think it was. And he's already multiple laps down anyway, so I don't really think that matters. Okay, here we go. Coming around this time by, it'll be 3 to go in stage 2. Kligerman out front. Oh, Sanchez looked like got a little loose there. Okay, here we go. 3 to go. Stage 2. Bret Holmes still right there behind Sanchez. Really giving him a big push going into turn 1. Kligerman still up top. Hocevar on the bottom, starting to get a run back to the front. Majeski and Rhodes behind Hocevar. Oh, now we got Kligerman and Sanchez moving up in front of Hocevar. Bret Holmes starting to drop back a little bit. I think it was because ARCA was at 8:30 in the morning and they didn't have enough time to get a stage. Sanchez just has to execute this move perfectly and he can sweep the stages. Well, right now he's still second behind Kligerman and they're now filed out single file. Now, we got a rag. Oh, I think it's Stuart Friesen. Whoa. Yeah, Friesen, I think Ankrum. And David Gilliland is also on the grass. So, yeah, it was Friesen and Ankrum and Gilliland. Dang it. Yeah, Friesen now getting out of his truck. Man, Stuart Friesen has just not had any luck this year. Like, there you can, yeah, Ankrum and Gilliland now going down into the pits. You can see that. Okay, so yeah, Ankrum and Friesen and Gilliland in the grass. Yeah, there's Friesen's truck, man. Yeah, Deegan 31st. Knew I had a bad feeling about this stage. Yeah, Stuart Friesen has just not had any luck this year. Missed the playoffs. Just feels like he's been falling off ever since Friesen switched to Toyota. He basically fell off the side of a cliff. Ever since Friesen switched to Toyota, he's basically fallen off the side of a cliff in terms of performance, as he only has 1 win so far in the last 3 years, which was last year at Texas. Bad things tend to happen when you keep saying that you have a bad feeling that they happen. Yeah, That seems pretty obvious. Again, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. That's really what it is. Zane Smith is still in his truck, even though it's jacked up in near the trailers. And with that, Parker Kligerman will win stage number 2. Friesen is no longer the best non-playoff driver. That goes to Chase Purdy now. That is now Kligerman's first stage win since last year.
Might be good points right there for him. Before he heads on down to Homestead, his home track from Miami.
Yeah.
Let's see what happened and brought out this caution.
Okay, wait a minute. Let's see. Oh, but yeah, that just came just so suddenly with Friesen and Ankrum. I think Chandler Smith got clipped by that. So let's take another look here. Going through turn 3. Oh, Skent, they really can't get a substantial angle of this. God, where's that angle of them going from pointing forwards on the backstretch going into turn 3? Oh, and Akis, I think, might have had something to do with that. Again, I can't confirm that, but he might have had something to do with that. I mean, Akis was there, but I don't think he caused that.
Have an accident like that, they take you to the infield care center, they'll go evaluate how Stewart's feeling, and we'll get your report on that.
We'll get an update on Stuart Friesen. Meanwhile, stage 2 is in the books. Parker Kligerman picks up the win. Stay with us. Craftsman Truck Series Racing from Talladega. It's orientation day. Welcome to the team.
So yeah, Parker Kligerman wins stage 2. So now we'll have to see who's going to win the race. After watching the replay, I think Gilliland either had contact with the 35 or they went through the grass to try and avoid freeze and actually met Tony Bradinger at Pocono. Oh, I see.
Advanced ceramic and glass technology. The best of both worlds, but better. Only from others. Integrity, safety, work ethic, and accountability. For over 40 years, those are just terms of one name. Moorline, Cylinders and Associates. Clinical construction services for office, medical, warehouse, and more. A team with the expertise and experience to get the job done on time.
I'm just now thinking of this thing. If Jack Wood were to win this race, I'm thinking about doing this bit of like the Wario bit of I won. No, you suck ass. I'm serious. I really can't help but think about doing that. But again, that's only if Jack Wood were to win, which I'm not counting on it either. Question, does your local NASCAR track have Chevy, Ford, or Toyota display tents with driver appearances?
Tomorrow is a huge doubleheader on Fox, starting with Commanders.
I couldn't remember that with Gateway. Couldn't quite remember that. I think they might have done something in that kind of regard.
Or is Cardinals Niners? That's all on Fox.
Compared to the Xfinity Series at Talladega, the trucks don't have as many wrecks. Well, I mean, for one, the race is obviously a little bit shorter than the Xfinity race. Jack Wood winning would be like Chick Hicks winning the Piston Cup. Hey, how come the only one celebrating is me, huh? Where are the girls? Bring on the confetti. Foul! Easy with the confetti. What's going on? Come on, snap some pictures. I want to go sign my deal with Dynaco. Ka-ching! Say it with me. Ka-ching! Boo! Boo! What's wrong with everybody? Ow! What's happening? This is so the Chick era. The Chick. How come the only one celebrating?
Gone are the days of being able to ride around the back at Talladega and make a move at the end to win the race, right, Michael? You got to race for those stage points, especially in a playoff race like this.
Yeah, Phil and I probably just did it. Talked to everyone on playoff drivers. That was their opinion. You gotta go. And we saw that. We saw that in all of our playoff guys trying to get that victory of the stage and the back.
So we're under caution for the second time for a big hit for Stuart Friesen. That brought out green and white checker at the end of stage number 2. Parker Kligerman picked up that win. And now they're making their way to pit road. They're coming your way. Regan?
Well, Jimmy Carson did everything he could there at the end to get as many stage points as he could. Didn't want to get stuck in the middle, so he opted to stay on the bottom line. Keep an eye on this pit stop for him. They had a little trouble getting the tires out of the wheel well on the first stop. That's the only concern they got right now, Josh.
Well, the team told Nick Sanchez that he's doing a great job at this race, getting much getting stage points. Once again, he said he's happy with that truck. They're getting 4 tires on this thing and do it.
Parker Kligerman, everything going right for him still right now. Truck just a little loose, wants a small adjustment for that. And a water bottle, they dumped it all over him last time. He's a little bit.
Tanner Gray comes out first. Colby Howard second. Gained 16 spots.
Different strategies here. See 4 tires from Sanchez.
Colby Howard went with no tires and came out second.
Not 10 tires at the end of the first stage. And it worked. He practiced it. Yeah, tire wear for a good year was fine. Now he's gonna have
Yeah, Tanner Gray looking to get a win in the Sport Clips truck.
4 tires as well.
Wasn't expecting Sport Clips to sponsor Tanner Gray this weekend.
We'll take it. Maybe that road.
There are too many options.
Who are you?
I'm your favorite hotel mother.
What is that?
Let me help you pick a hotel you feel good about. Choice Hotels is a family brand with a hotel for every type of stay.
So,
Spacious.
wait,
Downtown for just the two. Pull my wand, don't waver to them. Say it twice.
I don't want to go wishing for anyone to wreck out of this. Wish the Truck Series banned Xfinity regulars from the playoffs. They don't ban them till the season finale. Well, that still kind of feels like a dumb ruling, but at the same time, I feel like their only concern is with the Cup regulars. I think that's kind of the only limitation they have there.
If you think you have to choose the traction, there's a simple
But yeah, Chandler Smith is going to be in the Cup race tomorrow, so I can still see the point. It's also weird. The number 13 only has 1 win in the entire history of the NASCAR Cup Series, which was back in the 1960s, and it hasn't won another race since. even though I still don't like him, Ty Dillon was pretty close a few select times in the last couple of years with Germain Racing.
And choose any car in the aisle. Even manage your rental right from the app. So you can get some quality time to a quality cost.
Ty Dillon would have won the 2017 Dover race if he hadn't have screwed himself over in the last few laps. But again, can't change the past. And next year will officially be 10 years since Ty Dillon's lone Xfinity Series win at IMS. That's right, that's how long it's been since Ty Dillon's last victory. Next person to want a particular driver to wreck out or say that there's going to be a flip or big wreck is getting timed out from the stream. Honestly, I just really don't know what else to say about Ty Dillon. I mean, there is something suggesting that he might go back to the Xfinity Series full-time like AJ Allmendinger, which again, I would not be surprised by if he did. But at the same time, like, if that could somewhat try to salvage his career, then I won't fault him for that. So bad his brother got his own TV show and he got nothing. Yeah, but that show was canceled after, like, the first season, so it's like, again, in the words of Sheen from Jimmy Neutron, it won't last 2 seasons. That really was my mindset going into that show that Austin Dillon was. And again, I never even watched a single episode, so again, I already knew it was going to flop because it wasn't interesting. The NASCAR on USA docuseries Race for the Championship, however, that was interesting. And it kind of find it a bit unfortunate that they didn't do that again for this year, but they're doing something different entirely for like Netflix, which plans to air early next year. Ty Dillon wasn't even in Austin's show. It's a random pit crew member and both of their wives. Again, that show is just so pointless in its existence. Nick Sanchez is now 4 points below the championship 4 cut line. So yeah, Heim, Hocevar, Eckes, and Enfinger. That seems to be the realistic look for how the championship 4 could look, depending on what happens if Majeski wins again at Homestead, which he could. I'm not going to put it past him if he does. So we're about to go green for the final stage, and the Gray brothers are now in the front row. Tanner Gray first, Taylor Gray second. Colby Howard is in row 2 with Chase Purdy. Enfinger and Sanchez, I think, are in row 3. No, Enfinger and Heim. Sanchez and the Jackass are in row 4. What is it? Tyler Hill and Parker Kligerman are in row 5 to round out the top 10. Look, Airborne number 3, just take a minute to calm down here. I'm being very serious about that. So here we go, coming back to the tree to the start of stage 3. The Gray brothers are leading them down. And here we go. So how many laps are now left? Okay, 47, 50, 44, 20. 50, 48. I think there's about 47 to go. And whoa, the top lane was getting pretty aggressive there as they're already starting to push themselves around to get a third lane going. Taylor Gray moves up. Now he moves back down to the middle. And now the top drivers on the bottom lane are now getting a big run out to the front, and the top lane is falling back. So Tanner Gray, Colby Howard, Corey Heim, and Nick Sanchez, top 4. And Tyler Hill is now up to 5th. Remember, Tyler Hill finished 2nd in this race 2 years ago to Tate Fogelman. Best finish for the Hill Motorsports team. 4 wide for a moment. Colby and Jack Cheese in 2nd. No, right now it's Tanner Gray and Colby Howard with Sanchez, Heim, Tyler Hill, Taylor Gray, Thompson, Holmes, Purdy, and Eckes are the top 10. But I think Tyler Hill just now got to 4th. Well, that's just more so a fault of the way the scheduling worked for the 56 driver lineup. So yeah, I'm not going to fault them for having Tyler in the 56 instead of Timmy Hill. Baseball Night in America again. Don't really care for that. Sanchez trying to get a run back out to the front. Again, if Nick Sanchez were to win this, he would be a first-time winner still, but he would also be the first time that a playoff driver has won the playoff race at Texas. No, Talladega. I keep saying that because Nick Sanchez should have won the race at Texas. That was his race to lose. The race still sucked, but him winning would have been less painful than the outcome that we got in that race. So let's see if he can redeem himself for this today. Come on. Mets suck this year. No fun watching them. Must have missed the part where Eckes made contact with Friesen. Doesn't look like the 19 is too hurt, though. I hope I get to go to a super speedway, but I don't think so because most of them are pretty far away from where they live. Whoa, Daniel Dye going way down the track. I think he's now going to the pit lane. Please be a side-by-side break. Please be a side-by-side break. Please be a side-by-side. No! God damn it. FS1, this is crunch time here. Why are you subjecting us to this crap? God, I hate this stupid Geico commercial with those golf-style announcers just doing all that stuff. Geico has made some pretty bad commercials in the past, but I think this one could very closely take the cake for the worst commercial they've done so far. There's the Goodyear commercial with Bill Elliott's narration. Dad says we can hit 2 races a year, but not 3. Friesen is going to the local hospital for further evaluation. Oh. McDonald's McDelivery. Ugh. Well, no, the area hospital, obviously when it comes to some more serious things with like injuries and whatnot, they will be transported to a local area hospital which is the closest one to the track. It's what happened with Jordan Anderson last year, and I can imagine that's the reason why they're doing it for Friesen this year. Fox has some of the weirdest commercials sometimes. The TV industry in general just has a lot of oddball ads playing throughout them all throughout the year. Some networks don't get all of them in the same way, but yeah, it's still just. This is the reason why people are detesting him. Again, it's like what again. It's kind of like what the F1 elitists keep saying. There's a race. There's a race interrupting your commercials. That's what F1 elitists like to say when they watched IndyCar. There's a race and there's a caution, and Enfinger apparently was involved in a crash. Oh, so Grant Enfinger is probably not going to get a win. Taylor Gray. Oh, Tyler Ankrum involved. God, this is why we hate it when they do these commercial breaks. So what happened here? Was this how was this wreck? God, fuck, God, FS1, you are making it so hard on us today. Oh, so Taylor Gray got into Tyler Ankrum, and then he got into Crafton. Ankrum got up into the outside wall, and I think Enfinger just slid around and got collected with Taylor Gray. And Crafton slid around, but I think he's still good enough to keep going. Yeah, I'd say this is kind of like a medium-sized wreck. This is why we need to stop having full-screen breaks during green flag runs. Exactly. Exactamundo. Yeah, honestly, it's a close were they. Did Taylor Gray get into the inside wall out of turn 2? Another face palm to FS1. FS1 just continues to keep insulting their viewers in ways that are hard to freaking imagine. Like, good Lord, you people can't get the memo that you suck. I don't understand how anyone can defend crap like this. Like, there is no defense for this. This is bullshit. There looks like there's something on the track that was reducing grip. It's called water, you idiot. Oh my God, he's so stupid. I still can't get over that one moment from one of those twisted toe reaction videos. It's understandable why that is referenced a lot. Tyler Ankrum's ride with a Tory will be gone sooner or later. I mean, yeah, I think it's kind of obvious because it's strange. Ever since Tyler Ankrum got his first win at Kentucky in 2019, he just hasn't been the same since. I mean, it's not just with a Tory that he's been like this. He was also like this when he drove for GMS in 2020 and 2021. So, yes, something seems up with Ankrum. I don't know what it is, but he looks similar to Ty Gibbs, but he doesn't drive like him. And that sucks. Because I actually kind of liked Tyler Ankrum for a while. Hopefully Majeski wins at Homestead again. Don't have many favorites. We hope the 75 wins. Yeah, fair enough. So now I think they're around the 40 to go mark. Tanner Gray still out front. Colby Howard second. And yeah, I don't think it looked like anyone got into Taylor Gray. I think he just kind of got loose on his own going out of turn 2. Met a big Tyler Ankrum fan at Pocono. Interesting. It was a blonde lady. I think her name was something like Jody. Interesting. Sky Rizzy. Like these. Again, it's kind of like the running joke with these prescription ads. It's like they're acting like this in the commercials, but they're listing off all the side effects of like what could happen if you take the medication, and they're acting like that in the ads. Like, there is such a massive disconnect with their theming of these commercials. Like, it's honestly, and I can understand why it has become a running joke for society to do stuff that just feels like it's mockery, blatant mockery of these kinds of ads.
Maria's ready to buy her first home. The down payment and closing costs, those are big checks. Good thing I have big kids. Come on. When you buy Rocket Homes and finance with Rocket Mortgage, you get up to $10,000 cash for closing from Rocket Mortgage. Yeah, and money you can get only with Rocket. Isn't that a good deal? That's a good deal, right? Visit onlywithrocket.com to get started today.
Introducing KFC's new hot and spicy wings. Spicy marinated and hand-breaded. Yeah, on the wings. All right. Get 8 wings for just $4.99.
Game-changing, super hydrophobic, ultra-durable, and affordable. This revolutionary strength spray coating. Just spray it on.
So,
Here today to set the record straight. Help you with the contraction. Surgery is not the only treatment option. We'll make things that contraction has to be severely treated. Visit finance.com to get started.
No wonder I don't feel as good.
There's more comforts now.
I found it.
Stunning, tender, caramel strong, feels better with fewer seeds and less effort.
it's called
Enjoy the dog stuff. Welcome back to the Love's RV Stop 250. We're under caution for the third time.
Also, after this race concludes, which hopefully is soon, we're supposed to have qualifying for the Cup race, which is on USA. Let's see if Bubba Wallace can get a back-to-back pole. Let me see, where is it? I think Ankrum will be with either Youngs or Nice very soon. Ayano Aishi Racing 95. Damn commercials. Yes, indeed. Yesterday in the mail, you got your signed Brittany Zamora. Yeah, Brittany Zamora. What is going on with her? Like, I haven't heard her name in quite some time. I imagine the future of FS1, they show 5 seconds of a race and then they switch it off to commercials for 5 hours. Oh, dear Lord, that would just be so stupid. Zane Smith is still in his truck and they're still trying to repair it. But honestly, I feel like he should just accept it and just quit the race because I don't think he's going to get back out there before this race is over. Got Sean Cord Hero cards in the mail too, autographed. Wrote a letter to his team. Yeah, interesting. But yeah, oh man, it's still hard to look at. He's carrying 2 tires and then bam! Again, I think it's still, but again, like that guy himself said, it's a good thing he went over the top of the truck instead of underneath it, because then there could have been a critical injury involved there. Yeah, but the truck is still jacked up near the trailers, and they're still trying to get damage repaired to it, but I still don't think they're going to get back out there before the race is over. I have to admit it. Again, still running laps under caution and got under 40 laps to go. So come on, let's get this thing over with. Oh, because again, Cup Series qualifying is supposed to happen shortly after this race is over. There's Haley Deegan right next to Carson Hocevar, and I think he's way back there in the field. Nick Sanchez is now above Ben Rhodes in the points by 18 points above the cut line. So if that's the case, I could look to get 2 of my 4 championship 4 picks in this with Heim and Sanchez. But yeah, who else was it? Who else was my championship for? There was Heim. Zane Smith and Majeski were my other two. And I don't think they're going to make it. I see Ryan Vargas is in 15th. Looking to send over my Thad Moffitt and Josh Williams trading cards for signing. Oh, interesting. Also, why hasn't anyone noted about that prop that's right behind the diecast of Bret Holmes, of the Bret Holmes truck? For the record, just to explain to you, that is a mocked recreation of that prop from those older Geico commercials, like the money you could be saving with Geico. And just to let you know, I am thinking of making a stop motion sketch involving that prop for NSMS number 20. I don't quite know how I'm going to do it, but I definitely am thinking of doing that. If you want to send over anything to be autographed, aim for the smaller name drivers and not the big name drivers. You probably get your stuff back quicker if you send to lower end drivers. Yeah, that sounds pretty reasonable to me. So yeah, Ryan Vargas is now 14th, Corey Roper 15th, Greg Van Alst now in 20th, Roger Caruth 11th, Jake Drew 9th, Brett Moffitt 8th, Colby Howard 3rd, Nick Sanchez in 2nd, Daniel Dye 13th. But yeah, Greg Van Alst now in the top 20. Ryan Vargas top 15. Dean Thompson 7th. But yeah, Colby Howard is still kind of sitting in that very ideal position. And okay, coming up to 37 to go, and now they're going to go back to green. Like, good God, let's get this over. Let's start wrapping this up here, people. Come on. Tanner Gray and Nick Sanchez will lead them back to the green with 37 to go next time by. And here we go. We're now back to green. Come on, let's wrap this up. We don't have all day. Christian Eckes now working his way up to the top 10. He's now 3rd in the top lane behind Chase Purdy. Brett Moffitt right behind Eckes. Sanchez starting to get a little bit of a better push up top. Starting to get, but now Tanner Gray is still right there with him. Yeah, Colby Howard has done a good job so far. We got NBC Sports Broadcasting. Yeah, and starting this weekend at Talladega, every last Cup Series playoff race will be on the main NBC network, starting at Talladega all the way to Phoenix. I do find that very interesting that NBC managed to work that out because for a whoa! The 41 truck and Tyler Hill. Wait, who was that in the 41? I can't remember. I think was that Bailey Curry. I think that was Bailey Curry. Yeah, Bailey Curry and Tyler Hill. Yeah, big damage to the left front corner of his truck. Tyler Hill damage to the right front corner. Ooh, right front corner is caved in on the 56. Wait, let's take a little look here. Enfinger got a bad bit of contact and then got into the 41 and then sent him around and collected the 56. So yeah, I think that's more so the fact that Enfinger was just getting a very aggressive push and then lost a bit of control. Or no, I think it was that Enfinger kind of got a little bit out of his line and then tried to correct it. Still reeling from that damage they got. No, so I think Bailey Curry kind of came down on him, and then he got loose and then went back up. Oh, so I think Hocevar came down. Enfinger, I think, tried to check up, and then Bailey Curry went down, and then Enfinger got into him, and that's what turned him around. So yeah, I think that's what happened. And now Bailey Curry is now out of his truck as they're getting it hooked up, and they're going to tow him away. Sanchez, Purdy, Eckes, Tanner Gray, and Colby Howard are the top 5. Jake Drew in 9th. If Michael Mertz gave Bailey Curry a nickname, it would be Stephen Curry.
35 laps to go. Reminder, the drivers in gold, those are the playoff drivers and where they run. Corey Hunt highlighted in green because he's already punched his ticket.
Surprised that Enfinger didn't get taken out. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised by that too. Especially with the damage that he's got on the front of his truck. So for Cup Series qualifying again, still wanting to see Bubba Wallace get back-to-back poles, but I can't help but think that Brad Keselowski might get the pole, trying to go for 7 Talladega wins. Sanchez out first, Brett Moffitt second, Hocevar gained 11 spots, up to 6, Chandler Smith in 5th, Tanner Gray 4th, Chase Purdy 3rd. Yeah, Colby Howard has now fallen out of the top 10. Okay, another commercial break. Here we go.
With wet AMD, sometimes the world is getting smaller
I'm going
because
to take
of
another
myself.
drink here.
But now, I can open up my world with Verizon. Verizon is the first
I would love to finally see a first-time winner in Cup.
that improves vision and delivers a chance for
I mean, we already have Shane Van Gisbergen, so I don't really know what else to say, but yeah, I still kind of want to see Ryan Preece get a win, but I don't think it's going to be tomorrow. Oh, J. Luke Hypernova, hello there. It's the first time I've seen you here in the stream today. Yeah.
open up your world.
A chance for up to 4 months between treatments with the plasma. Ask your doctor.
Ball, 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 my eyes! All right. Who's about? No, please, don't say that. Do you go to a local racetrack? I got to go to Wall Stadium Speedway, but they canceled races due to weather. Well, the closest racetrack that's closest to me is actually I-44 Speedway, but again, I haven't been there. But I heard they're opening up their track again for next year. Whether or not I actually go there for anything, I don't think I will, but maybe something could happen. You never know. Amphibia or Owl House? Well, that's the thing. I still have yet to start watching the Owl House, so I really don't know what to say about that. It's a great track for autographs because the drivers tend to walk around the grandstands. Baylor versus UCF, Iowa State versus Oklahoma, Nevada versus Fresno. Again, I don't really care for that either.
stayed out there. Bret Holmes on 32, Jack Wood 51. Dave Glass pitted on lap 56.
Fans get to get let into pit road after the final feature race. What's my favorite paint scheme of the year? Well, if I'm being honest, I feel like I'd have to go with Buescher's Fastenal scheme, but that's just my perspective. All right, we're back to green. Bret Holmes is now out front. Come on, Bret. Well, oh, no, he's got shuffled down below the yellow line, but no, he's still up there. He's not out of this. He's not out of this yet. Brett Moffitt now moving up in second on the top lane with Chandler Smith behind him. But come on, Brett. Let's go get this win. Moffitt's now getting a big push by Chandler Smith out to the front, and Moffitt is now going out, now took the lead for the first time today. Hocevar now at the third. Oh, a little bit loose there for Sanchez. Whoa. Oh my God, that was way too close. Sanchez is now dipping below the line, and now he's going to pit road. I think he might have had a tire rub, if anything. So, yeah, I think he's kind of trying to play it on the safe side here. But, damn. So, yeah, Brett Moffitt now out front. Jake Drew now up to 5th. Holmes back to 7th. Dean Thompson 12th. Howard 14th. Caruth 15th. But yeah, that was way too close for comfort there. Brett Moffitt, Chandler Smith, Hocevar, Eckes, Drew, Heim, Holmes, Wood, Purdy. So, yeah, how about Brett Moffitt leading his first laps in his first race with Front Row Motorsports since 2015? Yeah, Brett Moffitt ran a majority of the season in the Cup Series in 2015 with FRM, and he ended up winning the Rookie of the Year award in the Cup Series that year because of it. But that's only because there really wasn't really any competition for him, just like Daniel Hemrick in 2019. Oh! A restart violation, so that's why I had to go to the pits. What was that? I thought I saw like a piece of like debris get blown off to the side going into the tri-oval. Was I seeing something? Because Reagan got let go by FRM when Kyle Busch got hurt. Yeah, because David Reagan had to fill in for Kyle Busch that year in the majority of the season. And I think there's a lot more to what happened with Brian Vickers than just his blood clots. But that's all I'm going to say. So, yeah, Moffitt's starting. I think it's getting shuffled back. They're on 3 wide. Christian Eckes now going out way on the outside, and Chandler Smith looking for the lead. Eckes is now falling back. He's got to try and get in line somewhere. Oh, Moffitt's still getting pushed back by Chase Purdy, and Moffitt is now back to the lead again. 28 to go. And Rhodes up there. Jake Drew in 6th. Would be impressive if Jake Drew were able to win this, but again, there's no telling if he will. That's not what you want to see as a driver, going to the high lane and having no help behind you. Yeah, of course. You don't want to see that. Chase Purdy is now out front. Chandler Smith behind him. Moffitt 3rd. Hocevar 4th. Okay, so now they're going to do a side-by-side break as Brett Moffitt now rockets back to the lead. And now they're doing a side-by-side break. They're showing Matt DiBenedetto, even though he's been booted from the 25 truck. God, this is so lazily done. Some more electric power drills. They've done this before with the free battery. So yeah, there's your deal of the race. Corey Roper's now up in the top 10. And Corey Roper, again, I wish that he won the Daytona truck race in 2021. Man, he was so close to getting that done. Oh, Purdy's trying to move out, trying to take the lead back from Moffitt. And I think very close. I think Purdy led that time by. Matt Crafton's now up in the top 5. Roper back to 18th. Oh, now they're showing the Rayu Brothers style number font on Brett Moffitt's number 34 instead of the FRM font. Like, what is going on with that design glitch on the thing, Fox? Like, seriously. Looks like they're still using the Rayu Brothers font for the 34. Yeah. Very misleading. But apparently only like in this specific moment. Moffitt now moves back up in front of Purdy. Moves back down. So where's Deegan again? Jack Wood, 12th. Bret Holmes, 9th. Wallace Allen, 10th. Bret Holmes still out front. 25 to go. Moffitt moves down in front of Chandler Smith, moves back up in front of Purdy. Whoa! Purdy now moves down to be the first truck on the bottom, and now Purdy now takes the lead. Roper 19th, Kligerman 17th, Daniel Dye 15th. Tanner Gray 13th. Yeah, Bret Holmes up to 8th. Jake Drew up to 4th. Come on, Jake. Come on, Jake. Let's see if you can pull an upset here. Can we get a second first-time winner this year? Love how the actual scoreboard has the FRM font, but when it goes to the top of the screen for side-by-side, it's the Rayu Brothers font. Yeah, Deegan's back in 23rd. Yeah, this is just terrible. Whoa, Jack Wood's truck is falling apart, and we got a caution. The hood has come apart. That thing just shredded apart. Look at it. It's throwing out pieces and debris everywhere. Like, oh boy. Yeah, just look at that. Where the hood at? Why? Oh, God, why did I just do that? Just fuck it, you know? Oh, still more damage on Enfinger and Taylor Gray. So, yeah, 23 to go. So, let's see what happened with Jack Wood. Jeremy Clements at Daytona in 2020. But, yeah, that thing just got ripped right off there. If I had a nickel for every time the hood blew off the number 51, I'd have 2 nickels, which is not a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. Oh, yeah, you were thinking of the same thing I was right there at that moment. Screw you, jackass.
Hold on, did you put fries and onions and pizza? I mean, you got fries and onions together. But is this for real? Oh, yes, got the original. Did you? It tastes good.
Pods handles the drive. Package store your things until you're ready, then we deliver to your new home, across town or across the country. Pods, your personal moving
Wait.
expert.
51 hood was clearly constructed from Reynolds wrap. Jack Wood can qualify good, but can't translate it to the race. The hood was made from Reynolds wrap. It would be weird if Reynolds wrap came back to sponsor some driver and they did a scheme similar to the one of the late Eric McClure, kind of like as a tribute to him.
The three-row Lexus TX.
So what do you do if you're the leaders? Well, at this point, I'd say you'd stay out. It would be in your best interest to do so. Oh, now I think that's the first time I think I've actually seen a Burger King commercial air during a race broadcast, at least that I can remember. But God, Burger King still insufferable as shit, mainly because of their ads that are just annoying as hell. Why is there a Lexus commercial during NASCAR races when Lexus isn't even a manufacturer? Well, Lexus is involved with IMSA, and NASCAR owns IMSA, so a little bit of a roundabout way. Jack Wood is going to need that Flex Tape sponsorship before the end of this race. Yeah, obviously. It's so strong, it even works underwater. I'll take your entire stock. Yeah. So Zane Smith is back on track now with almost 20 to go. Just had a Burger King for lunch today.
Well, for the drivers, the guys that are up front, they're almost right now on the defensive ball. I want to stay up here.
Yo mama's so old, she knew Burger King when he was just a prince. Lexus and Toyota are both affiliated. Well, yes, obviously. Blaine Perkins' sponsor should be Perkins Family Restaurant and Bakery. It's kind of funny. I think that would be in the same league as Denny Hamlin having sponsorship from Denny's. Although Denny Hamlin did do like a Denny's themed commercial in like 2015, I believe. No, Kyle Busch. The reason why neither Kurt Busch didn't have Busch Light as a sponsor when he was at SHR, and the reason why he didn't is because that concept is just way too meta for anyone to be able to tolerate. That's the reason why neither of the Busch brothers would have Busch as a sponsor. Wait.
Well, I mean, he's a well man. I mean, he's going to climb his way up there.
Remember that promo that Harvick did with Busch Beer in 2019 where they sold limited edition run of Harvick cans? Yeah, that's something that was straight up a reference to the theme of the alcohol-sponsored cars on retail brand die-casts and video game cars in like the early 2000s of like Dale Jr., Sterling Marlin, Rusty Wallace. They all had cars that had their names designed like the sponsors instead of having the actual alcohol companies as the sponsor. They kind of had to do that as a workaround because of advertising standards. They obviously don't really do that now. Grant Enfinger needs Chick-fil-A or Tyson. Don't forget Kurt Busch and Brad Keselowski. Well, yeah, that too. And David Stremme after he took over the 40 car when Sterling Marlin left that team. Matt Crafton needs to be sponsored by Michaels Arts and Crafton. That's a thing? I've never really heard of that. Martinsville, October 26th to the 29th. Hey, for once they have a Martinsville promo where they didn't play the Logano-Kenza thing. I mean, to be fair, what Ross Chastain did last year, that could certainly serve them well for promos for a pretty long time, not gonna lie. Jesse Love had the title won before the season even started. Yeah, the ARCA race at Salem is supposed to happen tonight. And again, I have to say this here, Michael Klein was supposed to be in that race, but again, he just can't pull the sponsorship together to do that. So there's now... But somebody needs to give him the proper support, though. That's one thing I'm going to say in return for that. So now we're coming around this time by. It's going to be 18 to go. Moffitt and Purdy are still 1-2. Oh, Purdy way down the track has lost power. Oh, something must have went wrong with his truck. Like, what the heck? Hey, Greg Van Alst down 10th. Ryan Vargas 9th. Bret Holmes up to 4th. Come on. Come on, guys. 2 of my picks are now up here in the top 10. Come on. Holmes now behind Crafton. Colby Howard also getting a run going. But what happened to Purdy? He's like, goes way down. And obviously, he was pretty smart to just move out of the way and stay out of the way here. But if he can't get back to pit road under power, he could end up stalled on the track. And then we could probably have another caution. Well, now he's back up to speed. But, like, what the heck was that? Did he, like, miss a shift or something? What happened? Yeah, Chase is obviously very pissed off about that, obviously. I don't blame him. Necessarily, I don't blame him for that. Daniel Dye, 12th. Ryan Vargas, 13th. Greg Van Alst 17th, Corey Roper 18th. Come on, Bret Holmes. Let's get back to the front. Matt Craftsman has been in the series for over 23 years. It's amazing how long this guy's been going. There's no telling. I really still don't know when this guy is officially going to call it quits because his last win was at Kansas in 2020. Is he ever going to win a race again before he quits? There's no telling because with Matt Craftsman, you never know what's going to happen with him. Moffitt still out front, Rhodes second, Eckes third, Thompson fourth, and Chandler Smith fifth. Oh! Oh no, Roger Caruth! Sliding, whoa! Another truck barely missed him. I think it was Enfinger. And 15 to go, and Caruth brings out another caution. Yeah, I mean, he's got a big dent in the left front corner of his, yeah, look at that. Big dent in the left front corner of his truck. Dang it. Roger Caruth, man, I will still say this. I still think it's a good opportunity for him that Hendrick Motorsports allowed him to drive the 17 car at Phoenix. And whoa! Oh, and even Holmes got up in the wall and he slightly was in fault. Damn it. What? No, wait, no, that wasn't Bret Holmes. That was somebody else. Oh, no, Ryan. No, it was Vargas. Oh, no. Damn it. It looked like Bret Holmes from the first assessment, but no, it was Vargas. Damn it. Oh, my God. Deegan is now up to 20th. Daniel Dye now in 10th. Dean Thompson still could be in position to pull an upset here. Hocevar really being very meticulous with working on the pedals there. Still keeps it going. Got through that. Do I think Christian Eckes will go to Xfinity in 2024? I think he's probably still going to run another full season in trucks next year, but there is a chance that he could make his Xfinity Series debut next year, probably with Colleague. That's the way I see it happening. He could make his Xfinity debut with Colleague Racing in 2024. Also again, for next weekend at the Roval, Jordan Taylor will be making another start in Colleague's number 11 car, which I was thinking that maybe there would be a chance that he could do that, and he will. Eckes is pretty much confirmed to stay with MHR next year. Yeah, obviously. I don't know why Colleague would choose Lane Riggs over Eckes. For the argument's sake, I think it would be better for Lane Riggs if he did get a full-time spot in the Truck Series next year. I don't know what compelled them to bring him to Xfinity to make his debut there this year. I'm not sure how that happened, but at the same time, he's still doing it, and he's going to make 2 more starts to finish off the season. About Tanner Reif? I'm not sure about that. So we're now nearing the 10 to go mark, and this race is starting to kind of go to shit pretty freaking quickly, but at the same time, like, there's still no telling. It's not over until it's over. Would like to see Eckes end up with JRM at some point. He was a former driver for Junior's late model team before he went to ARCA. Hope Colwig does 3 full-time drivers again. Kraus in the 10, Eckes in the 11, and Chandler Smith. I still think that AJ Allmendinger is going back to Xfinity full-time, and he's going to be in the 11 car. And the 10 car is probably still going to be a rotational entry. They're going to have some Cup guys in one of those cars. That's how they roll. Okay, Brett Moffitt and Ben Rhodes are still out front. Dean Thompson still looking for an upset. Last 5 Talladega winners. Timothy Peters, 2018. Spencer Boyd, 2019. Rafael Lessard, 2020. Tate Fogelman, 2021. And Matt DiBenedetto last year. Highest finishing playoff driver, Ben Rhodes in second. Daniel Dye, 9th. Bret Holmes, 10th. Kligerman still up there in 7th. Dean Thompson Dean Thompson could still be in position to try and pull an upset here. They're gonna, one will probably be a rotational car, and that's what SVG will likely run in his Xfinity starts in. Can't expect Hemrick to still be in the car for the Super Speedway. Yeah, I think that still seems pretty likely. Rhodes is now above the cut line in a tie with Sanchez. 0 points between either of them. If I'm being kind of honest, I kind of feel like I want to see Nick Sanchez win at Miami. Or, well, Homestead, because that technically is his home track. Sanchez currently in 12th. Thought Rich Lucius was Duke Thorson. AJ probably goes back to running full-time in Xfinity, and the 16 Cup car will get split between him and Chandler Smith. That is still a very likely possibility. Maybe they give an asphalt oval start to Jonathan Davenport next year for Colwig. I'm just kind of speaking out loud on that. Although, again, I feel like if Jonathan Davenport were to try that, he would just end up becoming the next Steve Kinzer. Okay, next time by, it's going to be 10 to go.
Daniel Hopkins made his way into the top 10, so he's one of those guys that would like to be a first-time.
2:30. Again, they got like 20 minutes left in their broadcast. So let's be very quick and prompt about this because that college football game is going to be coming up shortly, and they don't want to just blatantly cut away from that. Bret Holmes, 10th. Come on, Bret. Let's try and pull a massive come-from-behind win. Corey Roper, 14th. Colby Howard, 13th. Garrett Smithley, 18th. Greg Van Alst, 20th. Okay, Eckes and Moffitt are on the front row. All right, here we go. This time by, it's going to be 10 to go. Here we go, coming through the tri-oval. And we're back to green. Moffitt still gets a good jump out ahead with a push from Ben Rhodes. And now Thompson and Heim are now lining up behind Rhodes. Come on, Dean Thompson. Everyone's still jostling around in their positions. Purdy makes it 4 wide in the back. Yeah, that's the thing about Dean Thompson's truck. At first, I thought it was Jordan Anderson. It kind of looks like the truck Jordan Anderson drove here last year. Oh! Colby Howard turning in the wall. Chase Purdy's up in the wall. Colby Howard spinning through the grass, and we're back under caution with 9 to go. And now I think Chase Purdy is definitely out. Yeah, he definitely should be out now. Oh, yeah, that looks really bad. But, man, I feel like Colby Howard kind of got lucky there because of the way his truck spun around. But if he had caught the grass in like a bit of a bad spot, he could have flipped. But luckily he didn't. I still remember what happened last year in the ARC race at Talladega with this one driver who went up in the air because he went up over the front of another car. I think it was Brayton Laster who was spinning around, and then another car came up and ramped up and caught air and jumped over off the front of his car. Didn't even finish the lap. Yeah, Chase Purdy out of his truck now, so yeah, he's done. Let's take another look at this. Going through out of turn 4, and I don't really know what to say about that. Yeah, probably was. Whoa! So I think Colby Howard probably was just protecting his spot and then just couldn't really hold off Chase Purdy in a more effective manner, and then around he went, just like that. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, Chase Purdy is now done. Honestly, KBM is just, they're looking to go out on probably a pretty sour note after this year. But at the same time, I think I'm probably also going to say this now. If Enfinger does still make it into the championship 4, I kind of want to go with him to win the championship so he can send GMS out on a high note. Can Daniel Dye win? I mean, well, Daniel Dye, he's in 7th. Maybe there is a chance for him to do that, but again, I cannot say for certain because you never know what's going to happen. Dean Thompson still in 5th, Bret Holmes in 11th. Now 8 to go, soon about to be 7 to go, and another commercial break. Good God, they got to get in every last bit that they can before this is over. And there's nearly 15 minutes left in the broadcast.
With an app that puts your policy in your pocket, it's easy to get now.
Honestly, I kind of want an underdog to win as well, and at this point, the best candidate to do so is Dean Thompson. Ugh. So eBay Motors actually has a somewhat tolerable commercial now, instead of having the guy who voiced one of the Rust-eze brothers in Cars. Like, that commercial is getting pretty old. And yes, for the record, the guy who was narrating that with the whole, so you need headlights and a bumper, at least you can skip the car wash. That was one of the guys who voiced one of the Rust-eze brothers in the Cars movies. That was Ray Magliozzi from Car Talk. His brother Tom Magliozzi unfortunately passed away in 2014. And I don't know if he had any new lines recorded for Cars 3 before his death, so they probably reused some other lines from the first movie for that. Still want a first-time winner, but I'm not going to be upset if it's another win for Eckes. We're closer to competing for a championship than ever before. All that salt and grime can rust your bolts and freeze your... Hey, look, there he is! Okay, so we're now back, 7 to go. Next time by, it's going to be 6 to go. God, let's just wrap this up. And yeah, if Eckes were to win, that would now make him the driver with the most wins with 4. The same number of wins that Zane Smith got last year. I could hear my next door neighbors watching Cars last week. Then heard them watching Cars 3. Okay, they're going to do the choose this time by. I think it looks like it. No, I don't know, not yet. No, they're not going to do the choose yet. They really want to get it down to being a green-white checkered at this point. 6 to go, next time by 5 to go. You know, race cars don't need headlights because the track is always lit. Yeah, well, so's my brother, but he still needs headlights. Ha ha ha! Ha! Ha 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 ha! You know, the Rust-eze medicated bumper ointment team ran a great race today. And remember, with a little Rust-eze and an insane amount of luck, you too can look like me. Ka-chow. I'm the world's best backwards driver. Yeah, that was one of the things that was referenced in one of Ellie Productions' recent videos is the world's best backwards driver bit. An insane amount of luck. Carson Hocevar still running in this race, kind of surprisingly. I feel like ever since they did that with SVG at Chicago, I feel like this really is becoming a bit more of the norm. They're now under a red flag because they have to do cleanup. Yeah, great. So this, oh God, are they really going to push this to FS2 if this doesn't get finished in time? Oh my God. Didn't know they were throwing. Yeah, I didn't realize the red flag was out either. Now they got other trucks coming by. I think they probably are going to try and see about handing out some water bottles because it's surprisingly still pretty unseasonably hot for this time where we're almost about, because tomorrow is the beginning of October, and today, at least around for me, it's so close to 90 degrees. So it's still pretty unseasonably hot for this time of the year. So I imagine it's no different out in Talladega. But oh God, this is basically the same thing as what happened at the 2020 Cup Series playoff race at Talladega, where they ran to the end of their broadcast time on NBC and ended up pushing the race back to NBCSN for the finish. Obviously, because of the fact they had to go back to their local news and all that other shit. And yeah, that was pretty insulting. And oh God, I swear, please don't push the finish of this to FS2. Just don't. The disrespect shown to Talladega was insane that day. Obviously. That's not even the half of it.
Some type of issue. Now, some of them, with all these questions, they've actually made a pretty nice recovery, but I still believe we're going to go all the way to the end and maybe get another last lap pass. Absolutely. You know, we saw two right here. This one, Grant Atfinger got caught up, but really not against Louis. But we figured, okay, so lap down is going to be out for points. But guess what? You got the lucky dog. Came back up through. He's in the time. It's that kind of recovery that can save your season. Can get you to home.
Oh, yeah.
What did you make of the Enfinger Majeski situation?
Yeah, I mean, again, we knew it was two guys. Enfinger was just above the cut line, Majeski just below it, and it really went to Craftsman. I looked at Grant Enfinger's truck. I went, I'm just not sure they'll ever be able to recover. And he was actually in a position at one point to get the free pass, but he was somewhat far from the other. I was thinking, when you're far, you're going to get the free pass, but he eventually got it, and he just keep clawing away down there with us.
Anyone who hasn't done it yet, make sure to like the stream. Yeah, Nick Sanchez, restart violation. I thought he had a tire rub, but no, made a restart violation, had to do a pass-through. But he's now just outside the top 10 now, so he's not out of this yet. A lot can happen from here on out with 6 to go. Yeah, obviously it can.
been a very eventful day for you guys. What have you been telling your driver about staying in it and still having a shot to get past the cup line? I mean, we're just trying to do the best we can with our champion and put the Chevrolet here. It's just every time we look like we're getting in a spot where we can, make a little bit of hay, we get hung out, then we got in a wreck there, got some damage, and it's Talladega, anything can happen here. But the guys done an excellent job over the wall trying to get the thing patched up. They closed up the grill work when we get it. We're running hot, so we got to put back up the little redneck engineering on that to get back.
Redneck engineering.
Just trying to keep the fitters off.
Okay, so they're rolling again. They're back under caution.
But it's not the day we wanted, but
Lawless Sal. That is it.
thanks, Jeff.
Daniel Dye, 7th. Bret Holmes, 11th. Host of our 18th. Greg Van Holst, 20th. Garrett Smithley now up to 14th. All right, are they going to do the choose now? No, still not yet. I mean, they still got all those other equipment trucks out there, so they got to get those off the track first.
Hey, Christian, I can spell Parsons in the box. You got a copy? Just talking to his team. I think he said he got you out clear. All right, Christian, hey, great job today, buddy. We joked that you probably have driven more miles than anybody else as much as you've been on the high side. But you got the great track position now.
A lap preservation policy. Dean Thompson still in 5th. Daniel Dye, 7th. Bret Holmes, 11th. So, yeah, Thompson and Dye are really the only two drivers who could get a first-time win here. Yeah, lap preservation. That could be something we really did need. But at the same time, the sooner we can get this race done, the better. So, yeah, right now, Dean Thompson is the driver in the best position to get a first-time win here. Currently in 5th. He would be the only other Tricon driver who has won a race this year.
Just incredible. Second, third, a win, second, and now he's leading here.
That 1 second really gets on his
Brett Moffitt in 3rd.
Hard time shaking
the one that got away. That's what
Corey Heim, again, still the only driver who secured his spot in the championship 4. Now Sanchez is 1 point above Enfinger and Rhodes. Well, now Rhodes is 2 points out of the championship 4. Brett Moffitt is on the top, on the outside of the first row. Daniel Dye in row 4, Thompson row 3, Garrett Smithley in row 7, Jake Drew in row 8. So, yeah, so Bret Holmes still just outside the top 10. And, yeah, Tanner Gray, he could be another candidate to get a first win. But, again, I'm not super confident about that. All right, 4 to go. So this is it. This is going to be a green-white checkered because they're going to go back to green with 3 to go. All right, so let's go. Let's get this over with. Thompson, Dye, Tanner Gray, or Holmes. Garrett Smithley, 13th. Jake Drew, 15th. Caruth. And Roger Caruth is still in 18th. And Corey Roper, 19th. Oh, so they're not going to cut away from this broadcast just yet. So they're not going to do what they did at Martinsville in 2019. Okay, this is it. Going to be going green with 3 to go. Oh, God, I'm already feeling very nervous right now. But, again, that's normal. Let's see, will Christian Eckes get his 4th win of the year? Will Brett Moffitt get FRM their first win with their 2nd truck? Will Ben Rhodes win? Will Chandler Smith get Rackley War a back? If Chandler Smith wins, then that would be the first time a team in general would get back-to-back wins at the same track, but with a different driver. I don't think it's the first time in general, but it would be a first for them. But again, we'll see what happens. And we are green. Let's finish this thing. Eckes and Moffitt are still pretty even here. Going through turns 1 and 2. Going through turn 1. Eckes, they're still dead even going through coming out turn 2. Oh, Eckes still a little bit ahead. Moffitt still right there with him. Chandler Smith and Ben Rhodes are still right there behind them. Oh, Eckes getting a better push going through turn 3. Eckes is now out ahead. Daniel Dye is starting to work himself up there behind Dean Thompson. Oh, Craftsman gets into Tergray. Bret Holmes spins. Caruth spins. Oh, Daniel Dye's also spinning. Oh, no. I think this is probably the closest we've got to a legit big one, but and Greg Van Alst was also in that. Enfinger, probably with more damage. Oh, no. I think Deegan's now. Oh, man. No, come on, Greg. Ryan Vargas backed up the 13th, and Crafton's almost right there near his pit stall. He's come to a stop. I think he must have gotten into the pit. Might have hit the pit road wall. Big damage there. Corey Roper. Damage to his truck. Oh, man. God. Daniel Dye was also involved in that, too. I think I could tell. CFB, Baylor at UCF. Okay, so let's look at this. Yeah, Crafton. Matt Crafton, what the heck are you doing? I think that was Daniel Dye who was sliding through the grass there, so yeah. Ryan Vargas is now So wait, did Sanchez? Wait, so Sanchez got slightly into Crafton, then bam, everything goes to I saw that hit that Greg Van Alst took into the front wall in the tri-oval. Man, that looked like a very hard hit. Whoa. That looked kind of similar to, I think, the crash that I think was it Bubba Wallace or Kurt Busch had in the Talladega Spring Race last year in the Cup Series. Man, Greg, come on, Greg, can't you catch a break for once? Bret Holmes goes sliding down to the grass. Caruth slides down through pit road. Garrett Smithley was also in the grass. Majeski in the grass. So that was Corey Roper. So no, Daniel Dye was not in that. I thought he was, but no, Corey Roper was the one who involved in that. But his truck looked similar to Daniel Dye, so I guess that's the reason why I thought that. So, wait, I think Deegan might have caught up a little bit of that. Deegan is now shown in 15th. Ryan Vargas 13th. Jake Drew 10th. So, yeah, Daniel Dye still shown in 8th. So, yeah, overtime and another red flag. We got 2 red flags in this race already. God damn. Oh, God, this race is going way longer than I expected it to. It's already after 3:30 p.m. in Eastern Time, 2:30 local time. Majeski is still hanging on. He's right now in 12th with a badly damaged truck. And Jack Wood is still in it, even with his hood missing. Ryan Vargas, even though he was caught up in an earlier incident, is back up to 13th. Haley Deegan, 15th. Garrett Smithley still shown in 16th. Jake Drew in 10th, but with a badly damaged left front corner. And Carson Ozabar still with a relatively decent-looking truck. Caruth in 18th. Enfinger 17th, but I still think that Deegan, I think Deegan still got through that relatively unscathed. But man, that impact where Greg Van Alst just went through, right up there, head first into the wall in the tri-oval. Like, God, that looked, Ryan Vargas just roughly skated through that. Still got a little bit of damage, a little bit more damage already, but yeah. He really took a hard hit. Carson Hocebar got through with a little bit of contact. And again, wait, how much longer is it until Cup Series qualifying? 3, again, less than an hour. They have less than an hour until Cup Series qualifying on USA, so come on.
7 years that we had overtime here in Talladega. Remember when Carson said he didn't think he did a lot with his feet, and I told him he did.
Yeah, very hard on the brake there. Yeah, Vargas did get into him a little bit, and he did go through the grass. So, yeah, Hocebar did catch up a little bit of that. Nick Sanchez currently 9th. Dean Thompson in 6th. Moffitt still 2nd. Lawless Allen 11th. Ryan Vargas 13th. But yeah, Bret Holmes, damn it, he's now out of contention.
Hey, Jamie, thank you. For those of you looking for the Baylor at UCF College football games, you can find out the Fox Sports app right now. And at the end of this race, that game will be here on FS1. So, in typical Talladega fashion, guys, lots of cautions here at the end. No reason to panic there. This is the big one, though. We've been waiting for this to unfold. What did you see from this incident?
I'm going to call this a recess, and for real, I think, when this moves out, I think you're right. I think the Robert moved up, he kind of moved out with this. The draft caught him losing all the draft. I don't think that was anything intentional. I don't think they tried to go free line. It's just a race deal. But remember what I said. I'm going to look for the all it takes is one drive to make a move. Right? It goes the wrong way, and next thing you know, you see what we have here. 8 to 10 drivers in the and this was before this. Well, I think we have 20 trucks involved in an accident. 20 for 36. It's starting to get number has escalated. We're well over 2/3 the field that's getting involved in an accident. When you hit something that hard, stop that suddenly. That's the kind that hurts you and then pull back in the seatbelts. I mean, all 4 tires of the truck came off the ground. The impact was tremendous. Hopefully he's all right. I'm sure he is. No ambulance is out. So, man, that one, I kept saying, oh, man, that hurts. You just feel bad.
So what is this like for drivers, especially the guys in the playoff run right now? They're getting to the tail end of the race. You keep having these cautions and moments you have to stop down. What is that like for them?
Well, the guys in the back, this is what I'm thinking about. Somebody else is trying to make a mistake, like I said.
NASCAR has been given priority on FS1 for the time being. ARCA at Salem is not until this evening. It's around like 7:30 tonight on FS2. That's the smartest thing that FS1 has done today. I guess they really did learn something after Martinsville in 2019. Thought the ARCA seed. No, there's still 2 races left. There's Salem Speedway tonight, and then I believe next weekend is their championship race at Toledo Speedway, although, again, ARCA's Max Verstappen has pretty much locked up the title already with those 2 races left. Driver in question obviously being Jesse Love, but again, I'm calling him ARCA's Max Verstappen because that's pretty much what his domination has been like in ARCA this year, which is why I find it extremely cathartic and hilarious whenever William Sawalich stole a few wins from him. Best example being at Berlin Raceway back in the spring. Okay, Jake Drew, Ryan Vargas, Enfinger, Majeski. A lot of drivers are still going into the pits. Dean Thompson, 6th. Nick Sanchez, 9th. Daniel Dye, 8th. Brett Moffitt, Eckes, Rhodes, Chandler Smith. Haley Deegan is now up to 11th. Could she at least get a second top 10 today, please? Come on, let's at least get something. Her only top 10 this year was at Texas, and that still is very unfortunate for her. Yeah, Dean Thompson, 5th. Daniel Dye, 8th. Nick Sanchez, 9th. Haley Deegan is the very big long shot, sitting in 11th. But again, apparently Bret Holmes is now shown in 13th. But yeah, come on, Dean Thompson. Let's see if you can pull the upset here. Ben Rhodes still shown in 3rd. Can she do it, as Bob the Builder says? Yes, she can. Oh, boy. Well, again, if she can at least manage a top 10 out of this, I'd consider that to be a decently salvageable day. But again, we'll just have to see. We got to get through these next 2 laps. Nick Sanchez now currently sitting 4th in points, just 4 points above Ben Rhodes. Enfinger's now 6th in points, 9 points below the cut line. Majeski, 16 points, and Zane Smith, 35. Garrett Smith, yeah, God, that's such a majority of the field that was involved in that last wreck. And the majority of the front end of Majeski's truck is taped up here. Trying to get himself back, ready to get back in line for the, hopefully it was the last restart of the day. 14 trucks were involved in that crash. Oh, God. Kligerman in 7th, trying to get his 3rd win at Talladega. 2nd win and 3rd win with Young's with Henderson Motorsports. 1st win in the proper tied scheme. It's weird. I think Kligerman, when he won at Talladega in 2017, he also had tied as an associate sponsor in that race too. And then when he won at Mid-Ohio last year, again, he had tied again on the front end of his truck, on the hood of his truck. He had tied for that race too. So yeah, why can't Tide sponsor Parker Kligerman full time? Honestly, I think they should. Maybe even if it is for a few races with Big Machine Racing next year, they should do that. It would save Scott Borchetta a little bit of money with having to put the Big Machine vodka spike coolers stuff on there. Might save him a little bit of money if he can get Tide on the car for a couple races next year. Okay, come on, let's do this. Let's finish this up. Moffitt and Eckes are still in the front row. Chandler, Smith, and Rhodes, row 2, and Dean Thompson is still in 5th, trying for an upset. Corey Heim, who's already got his spot, the championship 4, is still up in the top 10. Kligerman, Daniel Dye, Sanchez, and Lawless Allen. Oh, Macheski's being pushed by a tow truck because he can't get up to speed. Oh, man. Oh, man, Macheski, what's going on with him? Oh, wait, he's rolling. But he still doesn't seem to be under power, though. Like, he still doesn't seem to be under power, though. So, yeah, something is wrong. Something really is wrong with his truck right now.
Well, yeah, near flawless day for Nick Sanchez, but his crew chief there on top of him during that last caution might have been a mistake on the part of the two there.
Big picture there.
He's just trying to squeeze into a hole, like I said earlier.
Still think it's a possibility that Sanchez could win at Homestead. So, yeah, you never really know. Oh, God, they probably still aren't going to go green yet until they get Majeski pushed back to pit road. So, yeah, they're still filing out single file. I imagine if they do go back to the restart, a few drivers could very well run out of fuel once they try and get up to speed. So that's something to also consider as well.
Obviously, he's a quick learner. And Sanchez, he's got himself this far. He has a chance at making it to the championship round. He's made it to the round of 8. And knowing Nick, he'll probably want to talk to that Craftsman. Hey, sorry, what can I do better? Or
oh, God. Okay, so Majeski's truck is now on the hook, and he's being pulled back the other way around to pit road. Now taking his truck around backwards to go back to pit road. So, again, still not ready to start yet, but... Okay, so now they're doing the choose now. Kligerman, Dye, Sanchez, Daniel Dye and Wallace Allen in row 5, Deegan and Taylor Gray in row 6, Smithwee and Hosevar, row 7, Caruth and Enfinger, row 8. Moffitt and Eckes are still at 1 and 2. Dean Thompson still in 5th. I think this would probably be Daniel Dye's first top 10 of the season, by the sound of it. That is, if he can still hold on to the end of the race. It's weird that Daniel Dye has only had one race this year where he showed any sort of competitiveness, and that was at Gateway. Hope this doesn't end in 2019 when Sauter forced Riley Herbst below the line. Oh, God, there's no telling how that could happen. started 23rd, 28th, stage 1, 25th, stage 2, and Deegan is now in 11th.
Lawless Allen right around the top 10, all these trucks. He finished 6th here in this race last year.
Bret Holmes, what a day. First start.
Oh God! If anyone gets up to speed and they immediately start slowing down because they're running out of fuel, I would not be surprised if that happens because of how long they've been puttering around under caution.
He has been the truck to beat in the playoffs.
Christian Eckes has never been a bigger fan. Chandler Smith said they break.
Garrett Smithley still running in 13th. Wallace Allen still in 10th. Okay, here we go. Another attempt at overtime, so please let's finish this. Okay, here we go. Still got over 40 minutes before Cup Series qualifying, so let's go. Let's finish this up. Moffitt and Eckes are still right there with that. They're still pretty even going into turn 1. Stream is almost approaching 3 hours here. Oh my God. Whoa, Thompson had a bit of a bobble. Eckes is now rocketing back up to take the lead. Kligerman now moves up to the outside. Thompson falling back.
He's still off to the 19 NASCAR watching that. You've got to get some space in between mowers.
This is going to be the push against them in front.
Eckes now really getting a big jump out of the front. Okay, here we go. Come on. Take it to the last lap. Take it to the last lap. Okay, here we go. Finally, white flag, last lap. Eckes now gets a little bit of space between he and Chandler Smith. Brett Moffitt now moving up, trying to take it way to the outside. Here comes Brett Moffitt. Eckes moves up in front. Moffitt now moves down. He's going to shovel him out. Moffitt's about to take Moffitt, now moving way out to the front. Kligerman and Heim are pushing him way out there. Oh, boy. Oh, moving down looked very close, too close for comfort there. Chandler Smith now moves up behind Moffitt. Rhodes moving there. Whoa, that contact there. Whoa, Chandler Smith moving down, trying to take the lead. Here we go, coming to the line, and Bret Moffitt is going to get a win for Front Row Motorsports in their first race with their second truck. Moffitt wins at Talladega. First Truck Series win since, I believe, 2019 when he last drove for GMS Racing. Yeah, I think his last win was at Canadian Tire in 2019 for GMS Racing. So yeah, how about that? First race with a second truck at FRM, and Bret Moffitt brings them a win. How about that? So yeah, Bret Moffitt gets them. I guess, if anything, it's a good consolation after what he did with them 8 years ago in the Cup Series. And he now gets them a win in their first race with a second truck. And now both of FRM's numbers have won in the Truck Series, the 34 and the 38. So how about that? Moffitt moves up to get around Chandler Smith. But yeah, look at the way he was able to get around Eckes there. Whoa. That could have easily been a wreck when they got there, but so yeah, Moffitt. Yeah, I think that Moffitt still made it to the championship 4 in 2020, but I don't think he won a race in 2020. Yeah, I still think his last win in the Truck Series was the last race at Canadian Tire in 2019 when driving for GMS.
Well, the streak continues. No playoff drivers have ever won the playoff race at Talladega. How about that? Parks it perfectly on the finish line.
What about Ben Rhodes? You heard the radio transmission between him and Spot. We either need to win or be second. And that's the only option we have.
So, yeah, wait. can't remember how the rest of the results go.
I love you, Brett. First win at Talladega.
Brett Moffitt's first Talladega win. I'm surprised nobody racked on the last lap. Very impressive job from Moffitt.
We don't know who is
Smithley 15th. Hey, Haley Deegan got 8th. Rhodes Thompson got 3rd. Yeah, Haley Deegan 8th. Second top 10 of the year. And Daniel Dye got 6th. So, hey, best finish for him.
Brett, this was a one-off deal.
Yeah.
How does this one feel? And it's pretty awesome. I've notably struggled at the super speedways in the past and dreaded coming
13th career win.
The front row gave me great options to come here and just go out there and try to help a teammate. Obviously, that didn't work out.
Yeah, I really think Brett Moffitt, for what it's worth, I think he has shown some good runs in the AM Racing Xfinity car, but it's unfortunate that he didn't win there, but this certainly is a good consolation for him. Wait, this is the crowd. What are they saying? Are they trying to reignite the LGB controversy?
Four trucks within 9 points.
So yes, second top 10 for Haley Deegan.
in 2 weeks. We hope you join us. There it is, October 21st, Trucks Race Day at 11:30 a.m. Eastern, and the Truck Series race will follow.
So
Regan Smith, I'm Jamie Little. Thanks so much for joining us. Congratulations to Brett Moffitt.
okay, so now they decide to cut back to the college football game. So with that, I'm now going to put an end to the stream here. And with that, I hope you all show up again for my next live reaction stream for the Xfinity Series at Homestead in 2 weeks. And show up for that. So again, with that, this is MF17 signing off. And I hope you all have a good day. Hopefully the Cup Series qualifying has a good starting order. But with that, I wish you all a good day. This is MF17 signing off.